you seem very relaxed on stage and almost seem to go somewhere else.
I do.
It's like you're not even there. You've left yourself and you've gone somewhere else. A lot of people deal with heavy stage fright. And can you talk a little bit about how you deal with stage fright, and then when you're on stage and your eyes roll back, what's going on with you in that moment?
Stage fright is something that every artist has. I've never met one that doesn't feel stage fright. I feel stage fright more before the time leading up to the concert, and a little bit, but for a long time now, I have gone in my life through all the different experiences of a stage fright. From zero as a child, where I was ready to play anytime, anywhere that anyone asked me to play. I thought that I had something that people enjoyed, and it was fun for me to play, and so whenever visitors would come to the house, my parents would say, "Pepe, play for, listen to the al niño como toca." And so I would be always performing, and it's something that I have kept alive through my life. There are many, many artists that don't like to perform in parties or for friends. I've always been open to do that. And whenever someone wanted to hear me, I would play if I had the chance and the opportunity. And I didn't have any sort of fear about playing. I think that one of the great thing about my growing up, and that of my brothers as well, and this is, I have to give the incredible credit to my father and to my mother, because they always practice music without judgment at home. When we perform, there was not a criticism in any negative way, but praise for what came out beautiful. So I never grew up thinking that I was being judged when I performed. It was not until I was in my late teens and early 20s, when already I was playing a lot of concerts, and I started reading the advertisements or listening to someone introduce talking before I came out to play. And listening to the praise ahead of the performance made me very nervous. That's when I first got totally frightened. I remember it was one of the first time that I played the Giuliani Opus 30, and it was in Tacoma, Washington. And I was possibly around 17 years old. And I was taking a bath the day of the concert, and all of a sudden, it came to me that in a couple of hours, I'd be playing what seemed like millions of notes, thousands of notes. And they all had to be played properly in the right place, in the right time, and in the right balance with the other instruments. And it became overwhelming, and it was my first time. I can totally pinpoint it, my first time, to know what true stage fright felt like. That has been the concerto in which I have felt real stage fright twice. With the same concerto, in the Washington Memorial Hall in Washington, D.C., Constitution Hall, in the 1962, 1961, with Antonio Gianigro conducting the Washington National Orchestra. And we played the quartet. My family and I played the Vivaldi for 4 violins in the transcription for 4 guitar. My father played the mandolin concerto of Vivaldi in C major, followed by me playing the Giuliani Opus 30. And I made the mistake of being backstage listening to my father play before. And I've always had real stage fright when one of my family or one of my students performs. So listening to my father play, and he played I remember it was a magnificent performance with Antonio Gianigro, the fantastic cellist and conductor of I Solisti de Zagreb. And when it was my turn to come out and play, the Giuliani Opus 30 starts with about a 5-minute long. It feels enormous amount of time when you are sitting with the guitar quietly while the orchestra have this amazing growing, energetically developing into this grand announcement that something is going to happen that is magnificent, and Giuliani does one of the most elegant and powerful, and actually it should be fearless entrance of the guitar. So I remember sitting listening to the National Orchestra and Antonio Gianigro conducting, and this overture keeps going on and on and on. And the more it went on, the harder my heart felt. And I was pounding against the back of the guitar until the orchestra goes, pa-bam, pa-ba. And I play, tan-trian, and enter with the guitar, and the minute, it was like miraculously, this incredible, overwhelming stage fright was gone, and I was fearless and played beautifully. And that gave me an insight into what nerves are. And nerves to me, stage fright to me, is something that you have to overcome. It's almost like the guards that guard a paradise, a different universe inside which is all beauty and is all very powerful, positive energy. And once you go through that entrance, and all you have to do to let these guards let you in is surrender your fear and surrender your expectation and go in open to have an experience like you've never had, because every time we play music is new, and every time is a fantastic experience if you surrender and you leave your ego outside.